What's up, guys? Welcome to the Crypto Savvy channel. I'm Craig, and let's talk about what's going on in the markets. So, as you guys know, I like to talk about the DXY, the Dow Jones, and then Bitcoin. And I've talked quite a bit about, but before I begin, make sure you guys take a second out, smash that thumbs up, leave your comments down below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already for daily updates. Also, share the video if you would, and make sure your notification bell is ticked so you get notified when I post new videos. So, as you guys know, I like to talk about, the powers that be like to put fear into the things that they are getting into. The dollar. I've talked about this forever. They're putting fear into the dollar. They get into the dollar. Everything else, everyone's looking for safe places to put their money. And then when those drop down, they get out of the dollar back into those low price things while everybody else lost money in them, buying them high. So we're going to talk about that and see what the charts are telling us. Let's have a look at the Dow Jones. So as you guys know, my Dow Jones chart playing out beautifully, right? We talked about these targets. These have been up here for weeks, guys. And we talked about our first target being this 30,222. And I showed you the levels to watch for bounces, which are just, all this is looking at this as a ABC, or I'm sorry, a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a 5 down to get us down to this level. So we talked about all these bounce points, the 32,666, right? We got our bounce there, came down. Once we break the 32.2, then we look for the next target at 31,620, which we broke through. So our next target now is 30,887-ish. Should maybe get a bounce there, come back up to these levels at 31.6, maybe 32.2, and then continue on down. You guys know in the big picture, I think we are in a macro environment, bear market for all assets, all markets. Remember, Bitcoin has only been alive seeing a bull market in traditional markets, right? That's all Bitcoin's ever seen, right? Except for this blip here. But nevertheless, I don't think that Bitcoin is going to hold up and make new all-time highs for the traditional bear market, if indeed that's what we're in, which I believe we are. We do have invalidation points. You guys know my Amazon compared to Bitcoin chart, which we'll be taking a look at. But so far, everything is playing out exactly as expected. Bulls getting bullish on every little pump, exactly as expected. So let's see what's going on here. I do think we have much lower lows to go now. Let's look at the DXY. We've talked about this. I gave you these bounce targets last week. We did get down, not quite to our 103.36, but nevertheless got a nice bounce here back inside the rising channel. As you guys know, I'm bullish on the DXY. I think we're going to see major highs on the DXY over the next, coming months, right? So let's take a look at, before we go any further and go into the details why I don't believe the 4-year cycle is going to continue like the narrative out there is, if we are in a traditional bear market. Now, if we're not and things get back on the rise, then possibly the 4-year cycle will work out. But let's take a look at some stuff. Before we do, make sure you check out my sponsor, Prime XBT, by far my favorite exchange. You can trade crypto, forex, gold, silver, oil, S&P, Dow Jones, pre-markets, post-markets, all from one exchange. By using my promo code SAVVY50, you can get up to a $7,000 bonus. SAVVY25 can get you 25% off your fees. There's also a free contest section where you can trade for free, get used to the platform without any risk, and you can actually win tradable funds. But check them out. I got a link down below. I'll also leave a tutorial at the end of the video. Looking at the Dow Jones here, as you can see, I like markets, market structures, data. And as you can see back here before the 1929 Great Depression, right? Same type of formations here, guys. Although we had this dip prior to the high, whereas over here we had this dip and never made it up. Well, they weren't printing money right here. They did that here. So all they did was prolong it, I think. I think we are going to see. Does it have to go down here? Not an absolute. Nothing's for sure, right? Could it? It is possible. People say, but there would be crazy, I don't want to say the W word and things like that. But it can happen, guys. This looks just like every other bubble, right? this would be a great reset to, clean all the crap out of the markets and start over. So just something to keep in mind, right? So let's take a look at our monthly chart. The monthly chart, I've been talking about watching for this hidden bearish divergence here. The monthly has not closed yet. A monthly close, again, just like last month, a monthly close below 23,327 will confirm this hidden bearish divergence, saying more downside. Guys, nothing's changed here in any of these charts unless there is a weekly open and close above the 55 EMA. And right now, my number's been 25.8. Right now, the weekly EMA is sitting right around 25 to 25.3 range. So weekly open and close. So if this weekly opens or closes above there, that's not a confirmation. My confirmation needs a weekly open and close above here to even consider the bottom being in. Does that guarantee the bottom's in? No. But for me to consider it, I've been saying that for over a year. This 55 EMA has to be broken and a weekly open and close above. We have not seen that yet. You guys can see what's happening here. Hidden bearish divergence, higher highs in the RSI, lower highs in the price action. Even if we zoom into what's going on now, if we close up here at this 24.3 range, that will be hidden bearish in here, right? But of course, the weekly is not close to over yet. So we'll be keeping an eye on this. Make sure you're subscribed. Also, we'll take a look at a couple more things. I posted this earlier today. We'll look at it on the daily. This could be, I'm going to put big, thick lines on here. You guys know my lines there, but let's do this. Let's thicken this up so you can see it. What we could be seeing here, quite possibly, obviously a broadening wedge, right? Which could be severe downside, or we could simply be seeing a reversal triangle right here, right? Reversal triangle. What would the measured move be? Depending on where it broke, the measured move could be if it broke fast or slow, depending, but let's just do it right around the middle. So let's say it broke there. That'd get us down to around that 9,500 range, which we've been looking for, right? I do think that'll be a false bottom. And I do think it'd probably be a good place to get in and then take some profits on the way up. Because as you guys know, if you watch my channel, I've been saying I think the true bottom for Bitcoin will be sometime in the middle September or October this year, after a big rally from the false bottom, right? Another thing we can look at here. Let me get these off of here and we'll take a look at some more. You guessed it, hidden bearish divergence in a big way, right? Look at this right here. Hidden bearish divergence, lower highs on the RSI all the way down here, right? Right here, you can see it. Lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, higher highs, higher highs, higher highs. So there is still a possibility that we come up and tag this trend line with a huge wick. Could be around that 27.2 range. Not saying that's going to happen. If you watched yesterday's video, I told you what I was doing. And guys, none of this is financial advice. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm showing you what I see. You got to make your own decisions. But yeah, so these are levels to look for bounces on the way back down, right? Where off these bounces, bulls will get bullish again. And just like over here, you have the guy that was talking about the 25.2 break, bull runs on, then we had this drop, and then we did it again the other day, bull runs on, and then we drop. Just be careful who you're listening to out there, guys. A lot of these guys really have other agendas, like to shill crap coins and stuff like that, and they're finding pretty new ways to do it. Now they're just going to talk about coins. Well, I'd like to see them actually prove that they're not getting paid to do that. So as you guys know, I don't really believe in many alts. If any, I think it's all just a big money grab scheme. Now let's take a look at the weekly. So like I said, the weekly, keeping an eye on that 55 EMA, need to open and close above to be bullish. Let's check out this here. This was from yesterday's video. You can see this. I had this broadening wedge in here. The high would be now moved up to. So unless we break this top trend line, open and close at least a 4 hour above it. And right now that'd be around 27 to 27.1. Remember, we can get a wick up there before coming down, but Unless we get above there, then there's no reason to be bullish. If we get above there, then we can start looking at these levels, 28.7 to 28.8. But right now, there's no reason for that. And we'll take a look at the bubble pop pattern too and see how that's playing out. But then these are my targets to watch for on the way down, right? This one's actually, this white trend line actually right now is around 30 or 23.6. So we break that, then we look for approximately 22.6 to 22.8 range. If that breaks, then we're looking down towards breaking this low here at approximately 19.3, 19.4, somewhere in that range, and then continue on down. Will that happen in a day? Probably not, but it is a very, 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 very good possibility. Another thing I want to point out on the 4-hour, higher low or lower low, excuse me, lower high, lower high, lower high, higher high, higher high, higher high, hidden bearish divergence on the 4-hour also, guys. Amazon compared to Bitcoin chart. Do you see these rallies right here, right? All these rallies in here. This little tiny rally here was 67%. These were over 100% on the way down in a bubble pop pattern. I still believe we're in the bubble pop pattern. This chart has not changed, guys, ever since we called this on December 2nd, 2021. You can see my video if you just open up my channel. It's playing right there, right? This has been our idea. I still believe this is still what's coming, guys. And we talked about getting bullish on every bounce up, right? I warned you guys of this, that you would feel really bullish. You would FOMO in, because that's what happens in bubble pop patterns. This bubble is not done popping, guys. Bubble pops always come down to near or at the lows to where they started. We are nowhere near that area yet, guys. Nowhere near. Let's look at the Nintendo bubble pop right here. You can see this huge rally, just like we're getting here. Huge rally. Everyone got super bullish, I'm sure. But what happened after? New lows. New lows. And the guys that are telling you the bottom's in are the same ones that were telling you to buy up here, right? Buy. This is the bottom. This is the bottom. Remember 48K? I was warning you guys then that was going to be a top. Boom. Just pay attention, guys, to what I've been saying. And is any of this a guarantee? Absolutely not. But what the charts are telling us is these bubble pop patterns always play out the same. They always go back down to their beginning. We are not there yet. September, October is where I think the true bottom will be. I still believe that. You can see here in the Sony bubble pop pattern, same thing. Always goes down to where it started. It's a bubble. They pop, guys. They pop. Let's take a look at FTT compared to Binance. We've been warning you of this. I think Binance is in for a severe drop, BNB. Does that mean Binance goes under? No. Could it? Absolutely could. We'll see what happens. Nevertheless, we're going by what the charts are telling us, and the charts are telling us down, guys. Oh, Tesla, you guys know I'm looking to buy in somewhere between 50 and 60. Not financial advice, just what I'm doing. Still think we're going to get there. We made this chart last year, and it is still playing out. Gold, same thing, guys. My gold target has been for 2 years, 15.59. If that does not hold, 14. If that does not hold, true bear market, very, very ugly. Silver, same thing, guys. Same thing. We hit our first target of that 21, whatever, broke through. 15.62 has been my target for 2 years. I do believe we hit that. If it drops below there and we go into a real big bear market, $7. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you smash those thumbs up, share the video, leave your comments. Let me know what you think. You can see the comments are getting very ugly. That's what happens when we're in a bull trap, guys. That's what happens in a bear market when you get a rally. Everyone gets excited and gets mean because they're scared that you're saying it's going to go down. You know what? I don't control the markets. I just show you what I see in them. Could I be wrong? Absolutely. But for over a year now, it has been playing out literally to the T. Be careful out there, guys. I love you much. Take it easy, and I'm out.